reviews are in for the 2024 Dungeon Master's Guide, a major announcement from Dimension 20, and bad news for two huge fantasy animated series.
This is terrible news!
Welcome to Tabletop News Tuesday on the Character Sheet. Today we're finding out if the new 2024 Dungeon Master's Guide listened to Matt Mercer's advice, new Dimension 20 live shows are coming to America's West Coast, and some potentially bad news for two huge animated series. So why not take a second to hit those like and subscribe buttons? We really appreciate it and it really helps the channel. And then let's dive into the news.
Issue number 1 is the first issue we're going to talk about.
The reviews are in for the 2024 Dungeon Master's Guide, and the consensus, which we agree with, seems to be that it's a bigger upgrade over its 2014 counterpart than the New Player's Handbook was, but maybe not a must-buy even for DMs. Wizards of the Coast definitely did a better job with the 2024 DMG than they did with the 2024 Player's Handbook, including reaching out to legendary DMs like Critical Role's Matthew Mercer as outside consultants to make sure the new Dungeon Master's Guide was actually a helpful tool for D&D DMs this time. Mercer was one of 4 consultants, including others like Deborah Ann Wall, brought in to ensure the new DMG actually gave DMs useful tables, tools, and advice, and it appears like Wizards of the Coast was listening to what the Critical Role DM had to say. The book addresses a lot of major problems with the 2014 version, like actually having a useful, well-organized table of contents, and actually starting with the basics of running a D&D game versus throwing you right into the high-end concepts like world building the way the 2014 version did. It also gives DMs a clear, easy-to-follow guide on handing out magic items by level. And the DM's Toolbox chapter is full of actually useful tables for encounter creation and turning those NPCs the players latch onto out of nowhere into more fully fleshed out characters to follow them around in their campaign. And lots of other useful stuff. But the book still has some issues, namely, the Greyhawk setting introduced in the 2024 Dungeon Master's Guide gets the Dragonlance treatment, where it's barely 30 pages of content out of the entire book and feels very rushed. And we can't help but feel like the Bastion system clearly belonged in the Player's Handbook, and may have been pushed into the Dungeon Master's Guide to try and force more sales from the non-DMs out there who still want to access all the cool new options for their characters' downtime. However, while it may not be a great tool for veteran DMs who've had to learn based off personal experience and YouTube channels over the last 10 years, given how frankly bad the 2014 DMG was, the 2024 version is a great onboarding tool for new Dungeon Masters, and better than any Dungeon Master's Guide they've put out since the 3.5 days. So if you are a new DM or a player considering running some games in the near future, then it's definitely worth a purchase. For everyone else, well, you'll probably just be upset that D&D Beyond canceled its a la carte purchase program, as you might be stuck buying the whole book just for those sweet Bastion rules.
Son of a bitch!
Dimension 20 is headed back on the road for new live shows, and this time it's happening here in the States. Dimension 20's new West Coast tour includes 3 completely different live shows, and will be making stops in Los Angeles, Seattle, and Las Vegas in 2025. Their last live tour, Time Quangle, was a massive success, selling out venues across the UK and Ireland, and fans loved the chaos of having each of the Intrepid heroes randomly select a past character of theirs to play for every show, and it led to some truly amazing moments. And if you like that, good news, the Quangle mechanic is coming back for their Seattle show called Quangle Quest. While the original Intrepid heroes, the Bad Kids, return to defend Eggfort Adventuring Academy in their LA show, Battle at the Bowl, and the Starstruck Odyssey crew will return to try their luck in Viva Las Vegas for the Las Vegas show. While tickets are not on sale just yet, you can register for artist pre-sale tickets for a chance to get emailed a link to purchase starting on October 22nd, and you can do that now. So if you cannot wait to see Ali Beardsley crush all of Brennan's hopes and dreams with an incredibly ill-timed Nat 20 in person, make sure you sign up for those artist pre-sale tickets or head over to Live Nation once the Dimension 20 live shows go on sale.
Hot damn!
The Brotherwise team gave players their most in-depth view yet of their record-breaking Cosmere RPG system, as they took part in an actual play one-shot this weekend, showing off a ton of new game mechanics from the system. While we had seen some of this from actual plays like High Rollers, which had a full Stormlight RPG One Shot, this new actual play featured the design team themselves, showing off characters and rules not seen before in the previous Stormlight actual plays, as they put on their Murder in the Vizier's Tower one-shot on the Skyhammer Press Twitch channel. Specifically, the actual play showed off a ton of the social interaction rules for the Cosmere RPG, as the party was involved in a murder case inside the city of Vizier, in the world of Stormlight RPG. It also gave players a nice look at the city itself, a very interesting and distinct culture in the world of Roshar, aka the home of the Stormlight Archive. So if you want to learn more about the world building in the Stormlight setting, or the social encounter system in the record-breaking Cosmere RPG, check out the actual play today on the Skyhammer Press Twitch channel.
It's about damn time.
Bad news for two huge animated fantasy series, as One Piece has announced a 6-month hiatus on new episodes, and Castlevania Nocturne has announced what could be a permanent hiatus after Season 2. One Piece, the incredibly long-lived and popular anime, went on hiatus with a bang, with the long-suffering Kobe unleashing an honesty impact that did Garp proud. But that big moment is going to have to last fans until April 2025, because that is the next time they'll see a new episode of One Piece. Until then, the anime is going back to the Fishman arc of all things, with new edits and some new visuals, which is a little strange when you consider that Netflix is about to launch their own One Piece remake in the very near future. So hopefully you like the Fishman arc, because you'll be seeing at least 3 different versions of it. As for Castlevania Nocturne, while Season 2 is still coming out early next year, Season 3 has been put on hiatus, as director Samuel Dietz revealed that the cast and crew have all gone on hiatus until the end of Season 2, as Netflix has not made a decision on the show's future yet. So if Castlevania Nocturne doesn't deliver on the viewership, it appears Netflix is willing to call it quits with Season 2. But hey, since you won't have to worry about watching new One Piece episodes anytime soon, why not make sure you watch Season 2 of Castlevania Nocturne when it drops early next year, and help push Netflix to bring back the crew for a 3rd season.
Come on, give me it. Give me it.
And finally, Titmouse, the animation studio behind Critical Role's hit Legend of Vox Machina animated series, has decided to follow in Critical Role's footsteps and get into the TTRPG game themselves, with their new Drunkards, Druggies, and Delinquents game. Titmouse is calling their RPG a fantasy role-drinking game, as it is part TTRPG and part drinking game, although they have wisely included rules to play for those sober RPG fans out there. It also has an old-school RPG aesthetic, with art reminiscent of those classic D&D illustrations, and streamlined, easy-to-learn rules, and massive character and monster cards that are easy to read, even if you're a few sheets to the wind. The entire game is run off of D12s, and while Critical Role were not a part of this campaign officially, Critical Role CEO Travis Willingham was a member of the playtest group that got the game ready for launch when it hit BackerKit earlier this month. So if you are ready for an old school TTRPG adventure full of drinking, murder hobos, and probably more drinking as you play classes like Druid of the Flower or the Whiskey Wizard, check out Drunkards, Druggies, and Delinquents on BackerKit today. And that's all we have this week on Tabletop News Tuesday. Let us know what your favorite story was in the comment section, and please don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons.